Live and pre-recorded, this is the Red Ticket Blues podcast. I am Brian Buckley. This is being recorded on August 10th to hit the internets on August 11th. If you're new to the show, you can always listen at REDTICKETBLUES.com, on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, YouTube, Stitcher, and you can always follow me at BrianBuck13 on the Twitter. So got the whoring out of the way. I also want to thank everyone who's listening right now, whether you're in your car, when you're laying in bed, or you're at the gym, on the treadmill, or if you're in your cubicle and I'm just in the background as you're listening to a coworker's conversation with your headphones in your ears. Whatever the case may be, thank you for having me part of your day. So, what are we going to talk about today? It's kind of thin. Football's not exactly here yet. Aldon Smith's getting arrested. The Yankees are, well, they were playing well. I don't know. We'll talk about all those things, plus more. What else happened last week? The little GOP debate. Quickly gloss over that. Tom Brady emails. They could shake the world. Most likely not. Michael Jordan asked the annual question at his camp every year. Can he beat LeBron one-on-one? Could he beat LeBron one-on-one in his prime? The answer will shock you. Clickbait podcast. You won't believe what Michael Jordan said when they asked him a question of how good he was. I don't think you could even understand it, could you? But I guess where we'll start with the New York Yankees. And there was one thing that throughout this weekend, a big series with the Toronto Blue Jays, as the Blue Jays were following them, they were behind them, along with the Orioles, or sort of an afterthought. But the Blue Jays rebolstered their lineup with Troy Tulowitzki, with David Price, to already go with that lineup that they're 1 through 4 is Tulowitzki, Josh Donaldson, Jose Bautista, Edwin Encarnacion. Right arm out, collar up, you heard me. I mean, that's a lineup, but I mean, they did their damage, but it wasn't anything amazing from them. But there was one word that stuck out for me for the New York Yankees this weekend. It was actually not even a word. It was a number. It was one number, and that number was the number 1.
Justin Smoke, his first career Grand Slam home run at Yankee Stadium.
Offenses go through this. They're very similar to us. I mean, they have that ability to really hit the ball at the ballpark.
Blue Jays sweep the Yankees in the 3-game series.
1 run on, let's see, 1 hit. That's all we got. 1 goddamn hit.
Okay, so it was more than 1 hit throughout the series, but 3 hits in the last 2 games each. 3 hits. So 6 hits total in 2 games, with 1 goddamn run the entire freaking series. 1 run. A Mark Teixeira home run on Friday night, and I was in the building on Saturday. I was in the building in the Bronx, and boy, talk about a bore of a game. No momentum, no nothing. There's never even a rally, nothing to get excited about. I went to the game with my friend visiting from Australia. He's an Australia resident now. We went with his father. But I'll tell you one thing. Even though the Yankees put a damper on our day, I think my friend and I, Scott, we realized that we'd become adults. When we were going in, and before we went in, as we're waiting in line, in this massive line now to go through the metal detectors, and I don't want to complain like someone at the airport who wants to whine about going through security so the plane doesn't blow up, but damn, those lines are long, and maybe I should be thankful that the stadium hopefully won't blow up. But waiting in line there, I'm not the only one Yankee fan who does not like Alex Rodriguez and thinks he's on steroids. So we'll just put that. A man with his daughter, he and I were talking, so just remember that, all you A-Rod fanboys, okay? And I don't mean to jump on A-Rod, it was just part of the conversation. But about that part about growing up, it was Yankee Cowboy Hat Day. Free Yankee Cowboy hat to the first 25,000 fans. And like every other human being, every American, not that I need a cowboy hat, but I want something free. I paid for a ticket. That means I don't care what it is, give it to me. I want something free just so I can fucking say it was free and it's mine. I deserve it. I don't care what it is. It could be a magnet. It doesn't matter. But the cowboy hat. So I see in front of us the cowboy hat boxes are starting to be folded up, meaning there's no more cowboy hats. And we're getting closer and closer. So we finally get up to get our spot, and the woman says, "Do you mind if I give these cowboy hats to the children behind you?" And Scott and I both said, "Yeah, go ahead. That's no problem. 10, 15 years ago, that would not have been the case because, first of all, we would have been shit-faced before the game. Completely shit-faced. And we would have said, no, that's my goddamn cowboy hat, and I want it now, so I can go to my seat, put it on, do some sort of attention-seeking whore dance, end up spilling beer on it, putting it under my seat in the third inning, forgetting about it, and have it encrusted with peanut shells by the end of the game, and leave it there. And have one of the people clean it up and throw it in the garbage at the end of the day. I mean, I wonder how many cowboy hats were actually picked up, and it must have been thousands after that game and just thrown in the garbage. But anyways, the game itself was terrible. I mean, no momentum whatsoever. Nova pitched a good game. Ivan Nova pitched a very good game until that Justin Smoke home run that you heard before. That was the killer, obviously. They never scored another goddamn run. And yesterday wasn't any better. There was no momentum, and every player, they're to blame. They're to blame. But if you look at Jacoby Ellsbury and Brett Gardner, those are two guys. Those are some of the table setters. Those are some of the guys that get the rallies going, get it moving, get it flowing, and they have not done it. And the Big Boppers haven't done it either. Mark Teixeira getting mad at fans yesterday, which was probably kind of justified. The guy jumped on his arm. And then the fan throwing the home run ball back and hitting Brett Gardner in the head. I mean, can you have a little fucking sense? If you're going to throw the home run ball back, make sure you know where you're throwing it so you don't hit somebody. That is assault. I'm not going to say that I'm worried about the Yankees. I mean, it was 3 games. It was 3 games and teams go into slumps. It happens. Sometimes the bats just don't work. They don't work the way they're supposed to. The Blue Jays look like a runaway freight train right now. The Blue Jays aren't as good as they looked, and the Yankees aren't as bad as they looked. Am I a little worried? Yeah, slightly.
Frankly, I'm a little concerned.
But at the same time, they play 10 more times. They play the Blue Jays 10 more freaking times. I'm sorry, I just hit the microphone there. Who knows? I mean, that's the season. The Yankees are still 1.5 games up. 3 games in the loss column, I believe. I heard it so many times on WFA, and then when I come to this, I can't remember. But I will say this. The next time they play, which will be next weekend in Toronto, I will be in the building. That's right, I will be at the Rogers Center, the Sky Dome, whatever you want to call it, because Red Ticket Blues is going north of the border. What does that mean? Am I doing a podcast from there? I may not even do one from there, so I don't know why Red Ticket Blues is even being part of this. But I'm going to Canada, where healthcare, I guess universal healthcare seems to work. No one seems to get crazy about it. Or people have guns and they don't kill everyone. It's an amazing place. I'm really excited. No, but I am excited. And I'll tell you this, though. The games are sold out. In that 66,000-seat arena, the games are sold out in that park. So, and you think I'm joking. Go to StubHub. Go to SeatGeek. Any of those places for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And see how much those tickets cost. I got upper deck I bought. I figured if I'm going to sit in the upper deck, I want to sit in the front row. So I got row 1. I paid $85 a seat. Okay? $85 a seat for those tickets. I knew I was overpaying. That shit happens. That's life. I get the StubHub thing. The tickets from StubHub. I look at the face value. $12. Excuse me. Burping there. Oh, what are we drinking on? What's that you drinking on? Hopnosh IPA. It is a Unita Brewing. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Unita Brewing IPA. It's a little strong for a Tuesday night, a school night, 7.3, but it's podcast time. What are you going to do? This is, let's see, where is this from? Everyone likes the part where I read the back of the... You want me to read the whole thing? No, I'm not going to do that. Read the back of beer bottles. Loaded in Salt Lake City, Utah. So, what's my recommendation on this? It's okay. I'm not blown away. I'm not disappointed. Where was I, though? The tickets, though. $12. I just made some Canadians' freaking life. But I'm excited to go to Toronto. Other things. Be an obnoxious Yankee fan. When in Rome. I'm not worried. But I'm concerned. Like Jerry said. Frankly, I'm a little concerned. We'll have to see going forward. We'll have to see where the week takes us. The month takes us. Still a game and a half. Game and a half up. And the Blue Jays aren't this good. They do have a formidable, forgot a syllable, offense. But we'll see what happens. They also have to, you You're going to drive your little shitty moped or whatever that is in the middle of my podcast. That's a lot of nerve. Whoever you are, that it sounds like a weed whacker or some sort of lawn mowing device. That's a lack of respect right there. But we'll see that they also have to make a West Coast trip as well. That's where we are with the Yankees. The Weeping Wilmers, the Mets, they had a lot of opportunities this week to... the Nationals been struggling, and they lost some one-run games to the Tampa Bay Rays that they should have. They lost the series 2-1, but I think there was a lot of missed opportunities for the Mets this weekend. But the Weeping Wilmers will... Yep, I'm saying it again. I'm coining that. Copywriting it. The Weeping Wilmers. All right, let's move on from baseball right now. Well, what else happened in baseball? Anything else good, interesting this week? Not really. I don't know. Not really sure. Hey, have you been to Stan's Bar lately at Yankee Stadium? So there's catchers, pitchers, and switch hitters. Has that always been like that, or have I just not been to Stan's in a long time? And I didn't go into the switch hitters one. Never know what's going on in there. Like I saw a picture of Bruce Jenner today, and he's in a bathing suit. I guess I'm supposed to have a reaction to that. I'm just going to defy whatever they want me to do, and I'm not going to have a reaction at all. But I do find it funny, and I probably said this on the podcast before, but I'm going to say it again, how he was just laughed at as some sort of plastic surgeon's nightmare freak person when he was on Keeping with the Kardashians. But now that he's a woman, Caitlyn, she's beautiful. She's absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous. Just find it funny. Same people saying it. Completely out of nowhere information. So let's move on. So there's Aldon Smith of the San Francisco 49ers who was dropped this week, released. And that was because he was arrested for the fourth time in 5 years. Is it the fourth time in 5 years? I believe it is. Very talented player. Has always had issues since he came into the league. He was arrested for his third DUI. He's 25 years old. He's got 3 DUIs. And this was last year. He also served a 9-game suspension for violating the NFL's substance and abuse personal conduct policies. He was reinstated in Week 11. I mean, he's had some very odd issues as well. Called in a bomb threat to LAX airport, which they eventually they dropped that charge because I guess they couldn't prove that he said, I have a bomb. But he's had a lot of issues. The DUI is one of them. And I don't mean to be the understory that you hear here. Well, the first thing is, this isn't an understory. People are, teams are still lining up to get him. Why? Because he's talented. They don't care about his personal issues. When it sounds like this guy has some mental issues because apparently he got drunk, drove his car into another car, and fled the scene, something along those lines. But this was the backstory that people are talking about. And it's just a rumor. I don't want to sound like I'm TMZ. I don't want to make up rumors, but this is a rumor that's catching some momentum. Quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, Colin Kaepernick, who is very impressed with himself. He kisses his biceps. That's his signature move. He kisses his biceps. I don't care about his tattoos. I don't care about his hat. He's a plain asshole, and I'll say it right now. He needs. Well, you know what? He's young. He has a lot of maturing still to do. Again, the things that people like to criticize him about, I don't have an issue with. I just think he got a lot of fame really quick by going to those Super Bowls. Maybe he's not as good as everyone thinks he is. He's got a lot of maturing to do. I still have faith in him to be a good quarterback and a mature quarterback down the line. Anyways, he is now dating the former girlfriend of Aldon Smith. So the rumor is that there was a altercation, a practice between Smith and Kaepernick. They had to be separated, which they're denying. And I guess less than 24 hours later, Smith got drunk and saw them together and crashed his car into Kaepernick's car. Very mature, normal thing. We've all been there. That's just a rumor, though. That's TMZ. I don't want to be TMZ. I could go out to Aldon Smith outside of a pizza place. Hey, Aldon, you coming out of pizza? You like pizza? Yeah. Hey, what do you think about Donald Trump? Hey, yeah. Oh, or Caitlyn Jenner, yeah. Hey, thanks, Aldon. Yeah, thanks, bye. And then they could go back to shots of Harvey Levin and his crew. I guess that's sort of a staff meeting where he sips on some sort of latte bullshit thing. I'm stealing Larry David's line there. Cafe latte bullshit. And that goes to show you What does that go to show you? That I didn't know how to finish the sentence, so I just said that goes to show you. But it goes to show you how other teams are lining up, which I'm really confused by, because I saw the Giants were one of the teams rumored to want to be interested in him. Want to be interested. They are already interested. I'm just throwing out words today. Red Ticket Blues. Why would you be that interested in him when the guy's already got mental issues? It appears to. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a neurologist. I'm none of that. But it looks like he has some mental issues. And a team with Tom Coughlin as your head coach, a disciplinarian, I don't think that's going to work out. Now, they want him to come in because Jason Pierre-Paul, the 9-fingered freak, he may not be ready. He may not ever be the same. You got to grab, you got to hold, you got to claw when you're a defensive lineman. Who knows if that's even possible now? But you think that Aldon Smith may be facing some criminal issues, and there's also the inevitable, which it could be anything, throw a dart at it, the NFL punishment. How's he going to help you immediately? I think it seems like those reports are missing that part of the story. I don't seem to take any of those seriously. But that's Aldon Smith. I don't know what else to say. Pretty sad when you see a 25-year-old do that sort of stuff. Pretty sad. So all that talent, 25 years old to just blow it when you have that sort of, he's obviously got mental issues that he has to deal with before any disciplinary issues. I'm not a neurologist. I don't know this. Can I help you, my lovely wife? Would you like to be part of the podcast?
I'm just seeing what you're doing.
Well, we're going to jump into a little Tom Brady email fiasco. Interested?
Tom Brady email fiasco? What's going on with that?
Why don't you get a chair? You're making me nervous. Hanging over my shoulder.
Well, isn't that what you usually do?
No.
Stand up.
You want to make more noise on the podcast?
Sorry.
Okay, so, well, I'm going to turn the microphone this way because you want to be this way. So if you didn't know that, with the whole Deflategate issues, people got their hands on Tom Brady's emails. Mm-hmm. And some of them have been released to the public, which makes you realize why he was so skeptical on actually giving up his phone before. I don't know if there's really a reason to smash it into 9 million pieces.
His phone, right?
That's right. And by the way, how does it feel being on the Red Ticket Blues podcast again?
Feels amazing.
It's an honor, right?
It's a sublime experience.
It's a privilege.
Yes.
Say it's a privilege.
It's a privilege.
Yes. But there was a lot of emails, and they really weren't that... I mean, the big one that got all the press was the one about Peyton Manning.
What did he say about Peyton?
He said that, I guess he was having a conversation with a friend that, about their friendly rivalry, because it's always Peyton versus Brady. And Brady said, the difference between us is that I've had 7 or 8 years left. He only has 2. Game over. Something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing.
That's terrible.
How is that terrible?
How dare he? He doesn't have 6 or 7 years
well,
left.
That's the thing. 7 or 8, if I. But yeah, I mean, he is a little optimistic there, but I really don't find it that bad. I don't think Peyton Manning heard that and said, well, is he really playing more than 2 years? This is probably his last year anyways.
Yeah, but I doubt Brady has 7 or 8 years left in him.
So here,
however long he said.
Yeah, Brady. He's very impressed with himself.
Why didn't he say something about the Super Bowls or something like that? Wouldn't that make? Isn't that?
I don't control his emails. I'm sorry. Okay, so here's some of the topics from Tom Brady's emails.
Okay. Anything interesting?
Not really.
Nothing salacious?
No. Dinner plans.
Dinner plans.
With the owner of a hockey team. I guess he was going to talk to the team about keeping your body right and everything like that. Oh. Scoring some designer clothes from the manufacturers to sort of model them in his daily life.
Okay.
A lot of friends kissing his ass, saying, everyone's jealous of you, Tom, you're the best. I felt like kind of a weirdo reading these emails. I'm 34 years old, reading another man's emails about just blasé bullshit.
Your birthday's coming up soon, too.
You want to tell the whole world? Jesus. What else? He was talking about, he wanted a pool cover.
Pool cover. Okay.
Yeah, and he didn't like the fact that someone was going to give him a black pool cover.
Why?
He said, what kind of morons don't have a white pool cover? I guess this is common knowledge among NFL athletes that they have to have white pool covers.
Oh, okay.
I think Giselle finally ended up getting a gray one, and that was enough.
Was that more eco-friendly?
I don't think he's... Rich people aren't concerned about eco-friendly stuff.
Oh, they're very eco-friendly.
Oh, are they?
The two of them.
Are they?
Yeah, they are.
How do you know?
They have, like, this crazy house that is all, like, solar paneled and all this
I don't buy it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was just thinking, though, imagine if my emails were made public, how uninterested the public would be by them.
Oh, yeah.
There'd probably be one saying, reminder, you have a cholesterol test next week. Maybe happy birthday from my local bank, which is always very hollow and insincere. Mm-hmm. What else? Twitter usually sends me things saying... Twitter has this weird way of sending emails about people I don't even follow, but it's the way they phrase it. It'll be like, Charlie Sheen said something. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm supposed to give a reaction to that.
Okay. Holy
shit, he said something. Can you believe it? Charlie Sheen said something. I'm sure it was a lot of substance to it. Right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You get it?
You're getting a little excited about these.
And then there's other things. No matter how many times I get these every friggin' day. No matter how many times I unsubscribe from these things, whatever games we've gone to, go to the Brewers, the Phillies, whatever, I still get emails about their promotional bullshit at their games. I don't care if it's Larry Boa bobblehead doll day. Larry Boa doesn't care.
Okay. How's this beer you're trying today?
The Unita Brewing, the Hopnosh. I already mentioned it. I don't know. It's all right.
Let me see.
7.3. That's a little strong for you. What do you think?
I like it. It's hoppy.
It is hoppy. Well, it is Hopnosh.
I like it.
So, and I guess the last thing we'll talk about today is this will be a quick podcast, which I say every week, and by the time it'll actually end up going over 30 minutes anyway, so it won't be that quick. But Michael Jordan was asked the normal question he's asked every year: could he take LeBron James in his prime? What do you think about that?
What do I think, or what do I think he thinks?
Well, that's right. We haven't actually revealed what he said yet.
I'm thinking that he said that he obviously can take him.
You're right.
And he's
better
than him.
Who could have imagined an egomaniac who thinks and he probably is, the greatest basketball player ever, thinks he can beat the current greatest basketball player ever, prospect, sort of. Amazing. He said this at his camp this week. And actually, you know what? I didn't even think that was the bigger story. I actually looked and I thought, you know what? How much does Michael Jordan's camp actually cost? I'm thinking trust fund babies go there while most kids, are spending their...
Where's the camp?
Spending their summers, somewhere in California.
Okay.
Spending their summers, stinking of fried food and cutting grass and demeaning themselves at lemonade stands. But I mean...
Talking about?
That's what kids do for their summer. I never did any... Actually, I smelled like fried food. That's what I did. But all applicants would be the ages 7 and 18 years old. Now, I thought that this was going to cost like $25,000, that these kids would have to pay so much. But I guess I'm looking here. Overnight campers, tuition is $785. And if you're paying by credit card, it costs more. Michael Jordan's camp will charge you extra if you use your credit card. Sounds a bit much from a billionaire. Day campers, tuition $645, obviously increase a little bit, but I guess there's 2 different sessions. If you want to do both of them, then the price goes to about $1,700. Now, Jordan actually does appear at them.
That's pretty good.
4 out of the 5 days, he'll be there.
Doing what?
Lectures, motivational speeches, answering silly questions about if he could beat LeBron one-on-one in his prime.
Gambling?
I don't know if he's doing any blackjack or anything with the kids. Probably would be a little risque, but that's Michael. What else? Now, I'm impressed that he'll be there 4 out of 5 days. After reading the recent Allen Iverson book, he couldn't show up to any of them. He's usually piss drunk, and they had to beg him to come to the camps, and he wouldn't come anyways. And I remember Vin Baker, Old Sabre, Connecticut's finest. There were rumors from people that went to his camp that, he sort of just showed up, waved, got back in his Mercedes and drove away. I don't know if that's true or not. I can't say that. But that's what I heard. Okay. Show's all about rumors today.
Rumors?
Did you hear the rumor? Did I tell you the rumor about Aldon Smith, the San Francisco 49ers?
Is that the whole thing about
Kaepernick, and that's the rumor.
Okay. And what did he do to Kaepernick? Or
the rumor was that he got drunk and drove his car into Kaepernick's car with her in it.
Ah. With Kaepernick in it too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, Nessa is the girl. Apparently she's some sort of bullshit celebrity and, like,
I don't know.
Does all those... I think she, like, hosted some Snooki show I was reading on Wikipedia.
Oh, well, that's high class.
Yeah.
It's a classy girl.
It's fucking Kate Middleton.
She's worth, obviously, smashing someone's... Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these football players can't find a little classier women, maybe. Other gold diggers that they can find, other than people that host it.
Who knows? She might be classy.
You know what? Exactly.
Who are we to...
She probably isn't, though. She probably nothing even close to class.
I don't know.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say she's classless.
Oh, that's a bit...
Come at me, Nessa. All right, you know what? That's going to be the podcast for this week. I want to thank my lovely wife for making a slight appearance here.
Yeah,
Slight. Oh, that's so nice of you. Remember, you can always listen to the show on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, YouTube, and where can you follow me on Twitter?
BrianBuck13.
At BrianBuck13. But you're right church, wrong pew. But you're there. And maybe we'll do another podcast by the end of the week before we go north of the border. Down up Canada way. Alright, I'm out of here.
South of the border, down Mexico way. That's where I fell in love when the stars above came out to play. And now as I wonder